Ladies and gentlemen, our chief guest is right here. And we stand up and receive the Right Honorable Third Deputy Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, Right Honorable Ajat Isanga Lucia Nakadama, you are warmly welcome, accompanied by the honorable ministers and a special envoy, His Excellency the President. Can we stand up for the anthems, national anthem and East African Community anthem, one stanza each. Can we take our seats? Our chief guest, the Right Honorable Third Deputy Prime Minister, you are warmly welcome. May I invite Sheikh Muhammad Ali Waiswa, First Deputy Mufti of the Republic of Uganda, accompanied by a leader in the Christian faith, to come and lead us in a word of prayer.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. I seek refuge from the cursed devil. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of the Almighty Allah, the Compassionate, the Merciful. All praise is due to the Almighty Allah, the Creator of the heavens and the earth, the Sustainer of all lives. We begin with His name, seeking His guidance, mercy, and blessings upon all of us gathered here today. Almighty Allah, we thank You for the blessing of life, for the gift of our youth, and for the bringing us together with young men and women from diverse cultures, backgrounds, and experiences. As we stand here with the youth of this great nation, this great continent, this great ummah, we ask you, Allah, to open our hearts to your wisdom and our minds to your truth. Allah says in the Holy Quran, "And when they reached maturity and became strong, we gave him wisdom and knowledge." Almighty Allah, you have entrusted us with the responsibility of carrying the torch of knowledge, justice, and peace. As we gather here today, we ask you to grant us the strength to learn from each other, to build bridges of understanding and cooperation, and to embrace the spirit of unity that transcends all differences. As you have shown in the Holy Quran, you bestow wisdom and knowledge upon those who strive, and it is through this knowledge that will become leaders in our communities. According to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the youth are the trust of the ummah. They are the hope of the future. Almighty God, guide these youth to use their talents, knowledge, and energy for the betterment of our communities and our nations. Protect them from the distractions of this world and lead them toward righteousness, compassion, and integrity. May their words and action reflect the best of their faith, cultures, and our heritage. Almighty Allah, we ask you to protect these youth of Africa and the Arab world from all harm and corruption. Shield them from the challenges that threaten our potential, and grant us the wisdom to make choices that honor you and contribute to the welfare of all. May we be like the youth of the past who upheld the values of justice, faith, courage in the face of adversity. At this moment, we ask for the peace and unity within our societies. Bless our leaders, our families, our communities. Let this conference be a catalyst of positive change, and let us live here inspired to be the leaders and the visionaries and the peacemakers that our world so desperately needs. We pray, Almighty Allah, that you bless this gathering with your mercy, and you accept our efforts and intentions. Help us to walk in the path of knowledge, service, and integrity. Almighty Allah, grant us success in all our endeavors, and make us among those who will lead with justice, humility, and wisdom. In your mighty name we pray.
Thank you very much, the religious leaders. Right Honorable Third Deputy Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, Hajat Isanga Rukia Nakadama, Honorable Ministers and Ministers of State, Right Honorable Dr. Ruhakana Rugunda, Presidential Special Envoy, Afro, the President, Afro-Arab Youth Council, Afro-Arab Youth Delegates, Honorable Dr. Abbas Agaba, Afro-Arab Council Secretary General, development partners, senior government officials, the Afro-Arab fraternity, the religious and cultural leaders, youth leaders in your various capacities, civil society actors, members of the Fourth Estate, ladies and gentlemen. You are all warmly welcome to the opening of this important Afro-Arab Youth Congress 2025 under the theme Amplifying Youth Voices for Peace, Unity, and Prosperity. Allow me, Chief Guest, to invite this choir to walk us through the theme song. Thank you very much for the theme song, which is amplifying youth voices for peace, unity, and prosperity. Our chief guest, allow me invite my colleague to do a roll call to enable you know which countries are represented here. Bridget.
Thank you, my co-MC. Once again, good afternoon to you all and welcome to the Afro-Arab Youth Congress. We'll do a second roll call for us to be able to know who is here now and give you a warm welcome. United Arab Emirates. I saw the Ambassador Ali Aaron in the morning. You're welcome, Your Excellency. State of Qatar. State of Qatar. There was somebody here in the morning. State of Kuwait. Welcome. Republic of Iraq. Republic of Iraq. Sultanate of Oman. Oman. Thank you. Clap, please. Kingdom of Bahrain. Bahrain. Kingdom of Jordan. Syrian Arab Republic. Kingdom of Morocco. Egypt. Democratic Republic of Algeria.
Feel free to put some vibe. Thank you. You can shout when they invite your country.
Republic of Tunisia. State of Libya.
Yes, that's better.
Republic of the Sudan. Republic of Lebanon. Palestine.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Wonderful. Thank you. Republic of Cameroon. Cameroon. Central African Republic. Central African Republic. Republic of Chad. Welcome. Democratic Republic of Congo. Olivier. Republic of Djibouti. Republic of Kenya. Republic of Mauritius. Thank you for coming. Republic of Rwanda. Seychelles. Welcome. Republic of Somalia. Republic of South Sudan. Republic of Tanzania. Tanzania. Republic of Angola. Viva. Republic of Botswana. Woo! Kingdom of Eswatini. Eswatini. Malawi. Malawi. Namibia. South Africa. Zambia. Zimbabwe. Wonderful. Burkina Faso. I would like to recognize the presence of former Vice President, His Excellency Edward Sekandi. Thank you for coming, sir. Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Ghana, Liberia, Nigeria, Republic of Senegal, Spain, India, Germany. That will be all. Thank you.
The Republic of Uganda. The Republic of Uganda. Yes. Yes. Kabadde kakodyo. Thank you.
Thank you, Uganda. At this point, I'll invite the Secretary General of the Afro-Arab Youth Council, Honorable Dr. Agaba Abbas, to take over the program for this session.
Viva Africa, viva! Viva Africa, viva! Viva the Arabs, viva! Viva the Arabs, viva! Viva the young people, viva! Viva Uganda, viva! Viva Uganda, viva! Viva MUSEVENI, viva! Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the Chief Guest, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, represented by the Right Honorable Third Deputy Prime Minister, Your Excellency, the Honorable Ministers are present, both the host ministers and the visiting ministers, Your Excellency, the former Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, you can do it louder. Your Excellency, the young people love you so much. The Right Honorable former Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, the Honorable Kakana Rugunda, also Special Envoy of the President on the Afro-Arab. Our President of the Afro-Arab Youth Council, represented by Madam Amina Hilmi, the Deputy Secretary General. The President of the Pan-African Youth Union, the Honorable Diarra, you are welcome. We are happy to have you. Distinguished heads of diplomatic missions who are here, heads of constitutional commissions invited, heads of security services, religious and cultural leaders, the members of parliament present, both the host members of parliament and the visiting members of parliament, leaders of institutions of higher learning, fellow youth leaders, and above all, distinguished young people gathered here today. You are very welcome. You are welcome. In this side of Africa, we say, Karibu sana. Our chief guest, on behalf of the Afro-Arab Youth Council Executive Committee, the Secretariat, and on my own behalf, I would like to take the honor to welcome you all, the delegates here, to this historic gathering of the Afro-Arab Youth Congress 2025. Today, as we convene here at this beautiful Speak Resort, Munyonyo, we are not only hosting another Congress, but we are igniting a movement, one that places the voices of young people at the heart of the African and Arab world's shared journey of peace, unity, and prosperity. I take the honor to give you a brief about the Afro-Arab Youth Council. This council, our dear delegates and chief guest, was founded in 2004 in Khartoum, auspices of the leaderships of that time, that to unite young people of both the African and Arab world and take advantage of the existing commonalities between Arabs and Africans to build peace, to build unity, and also agitate for young people to be included in the development agendas of their countries. Your Excellencies and distinguished leaders, allow me on behalf of the Afro-Arab to extend our deepest gratitude to the government of Uganda under the wise and visionary leadership of His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for his graciously hosting the council, accepting to be the patron of the council, guiding its daily and ideological work, and all the rest of the work that has been doing for the council. We appreciate. Please, our chief guest, deliver a message to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda that his children and the Bazukuru and all the delegates gathered here appreciate and take cognizance of the support that he gives the council. This event is a culmination of several events that I'll talk about in a short while. But allow me to say that this year's theme, Amplifying Youth Voices for Peace, Unity, and Prosperity, is both timely and also urgent. Across the Africa and the Arab world, we face common challenges of youth employment, limited access to resources, conflicts, climate change, the need for a stronger democratic institutions. But in these challenges, we also see unprecedented opportunities. Our youth are not a burden. They are the backbone of the development of any nation. They are not the leaders of tomorrow, but the leaders of today. We therefore thank His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda for leading the way for young people and giving them opportunity to shine in the time he's leading, even to prepare for the time beyond the leadership. The Congress today brings together over 1,000 young people, leaders, scholars, innovators, policymakers, a true testament that when Africa and the Arab world unite, we create a force that cannot be ignored. We believe that through dialogue, cultural exchanges, the joint action, we will craft solutions that not only inspire but also transform the lives of young people. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to emphasize that the Afro-Arab Youth Council is not just an institution. It is a bridge between generations, a bridge between regions, a bridge between visions of a shared future. Today, we declare that the youth of Africa and the Arab world are ready to lead, they are ready to innovate and to secure a peaceful and prosperous destiny. The theme of the Afro-Arab Youth Council, Youth, Peace, Unity and Development, is enshrined on the realization of the fact that 2/3 of the Arabs in the whole world are on the African continent. And this is a testament or evidence that we have a shared and common gamut called destiny as Arabs and Africans. Let me briefly talk about the journey the Afro-Arab Youth Council has walked. From the formation in 2004 in Khartoum, Your Excellency, the Afro-Arab Youth Council was then hosted in Uganda in 2008, and during this meeting, the young people of the world gathered here under the umbrella of the Afro-Arab Youth Council requested our own president, one, that he becomes the patron to take over the leadership of the organization beyond the then patron, his brother leader, Colonel Muammar Gaddafi of that time, which our president graciously accepted, for which we thank him very much. Your Excellencies, in that same meeting, the young people requested that the Afro-Arab Youth Council be given an opportunity to be hosted in Uganda, to give the organization a home in which it can stay and perform its functions with reasonable independence and pursue its mandate. To this line, His Excellency the President graciously accepted the request and donated 50 acres of land for the construction of the international headquarters of the Afro-Arab Youth Council. It is this that has been the catalyst of the journey that the Council has walked. For those of you who are familiar with the geography of Uganda, especially Entebbe Road, there's a place called Chitende and Nakauka. That's where the President has assigned 50 acres of land for the construction of the headquarters. Your Excellency and the dear delegates, the President of Uganda has been in the lead in encouraging and pursuing that the Afro-Arab Youth Council signs the host country agreement with the government of Uganda. I would like to report to this Congress that on 18th of August 2023, during the celebration of the International Youth Day celebrations in Kabale district, the AAYC signed the host country agreement with the government of Uganda, witnessed by His Excellency the President himself. And by signing this agreement, the government of Uganda recognized the Afro-Arab Youth Council as an international organization with international legal status, and this was a great move towards this current fundraising Congress. Our chief guest, in August 2024, His Excellency the President, after we conceptualized the idea of the headquarters to house 5 projects. Which are these projects? I'll mention them along the way. But His Excellency, in August 2024, selected some heads of state of member countries of the African and Arab Youth Council, to whom he has written letters to seek their support to put together the international headquarters of the Afro-Arab Youth Council. What is this headquarters? The headquarters has been conceptualized to contain 5 projects. It will contain an office block, it will contain an international sports stadium, it will contain a hotel, an international attendant recreation facilities, it will contain a university of science and technology, it will also contain an African and Arab youth, done. Then these projects, one, they will give young people enough time to interact together, as the theme is. When you interact together, you learn each other, you tolerate each other, then you can build unity and you can build peace. And when you have unity and you have peace, then you can make progress, you can make development. Of course, it will also create jobs for young people and the rest. In this direction, His Excellency the President also appointed the Right Honorable Ruhakana Rugunda, former Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, as his special envoy to pursue the Afro-Arab Youth Council agenda. This is enough amplification of the fact that His Excellency the President is serious and he means business as far as the Afro-Arab Youth Council is concerned. Today is the opening ceremony of the Congress to launch the fundraising. We'll also have the closing ceremony in which we shall then have a declaration of what has been raised and what will be used to set up this complex, which is a one-off for the young people of the African and the Arab world. Let me brief you about the partnerships. The Afro-Arab Youth Council, in pursuit of its mandate, has engaged in with a number of organizations, both local and international, in which we have built collaborations, especially with organizations that hold similar objectives with the Afro-Arab Youth Council. Of course, our membership has widened from about 37 countries in 2008 to 64 countries and other organizations in 2025. Also, let me mention this, that the Afro-Arab Youth Council may have more than one organization as a member in the different countries. There's no conflict of interest in the council having 5, 10, 20 partners or member organizations in the different countries. But suffice it to say that the council has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Islamic World Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, in short, the ISESCO. The ISESCO is like the UNESCO of the Islamic world. We have also signed an MOU, and I appreciate the presence of our colleague, the President of the Pan-African Union. We have a standing memorandum of understanding with the Pan-African Youth Union, which is the continental umbrella organization for all youth councils in Africa. We have collaboration with the Union of the Arab Maghreb. We have collaboration and intend to sign an MOU with the United Nations African Institute for Prevention of Crime and Treatment of Offenders, especially in favor of the young people. We have, of course, collaboration with the National Youth Council of Uganda, with the UNICAF, and also the Julius Nyerere Foundation. The council also operates with chapters in universities. The intention is to train young people with the right ideology of leadership. With the right ideology of leadership. We make more meaning as leaders to implement projects or to focus on issues that concern all of us than focusing on individual small issues that make a division. So the council in the universities has an ideological orientation program with the young people, and some of the universities in Uganda, in Nigeria, in Morocco, and the rest. Our dear Chief Guest, I will now move to the conclusion. We once again welcome you, all our delegates who have made it to this Congress. Please feel at home. Uganda is your country. Uganda is your second home. Don't go without finding time to see the rest of Uganda. We thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, for making this Congress possible. I would also like to thank the National Organizing Committee, a bridge or a tripod, a tripartite between the Office of the President, the Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, and the Afro-Arab Youth Council that have made this thing a success. Your Excellencies, distinguished delegates, welcome to the Afro-Arab Congress, welcome to a new chapter of youth empowerment, welcome to the future of building together for God and our country. Our dear Chief Guest, with your permission, I would like to just take another few minutes to introduce to the Congress the recurrent leadership of the Afro-Arab Youth Council. The Afro-Arab Youth Council President is Honorable Dr. Lahouej Abdul Hadi from from Libya, but currently he has not yet landed in the country, but he's on the way, and at the right time when he arrives, he will have a chance to address the Congress. We have the Vice President for the Anglophone countries, Mr. Alfred Muzwaki Sugudla from South Africa. Please, you raise. We have the Vice President for the Francophone countries, who is from Senegal, Mr. Kedim Malik Diop. We have the Vice President for the Arab countries from Saudi Arabia, Mr. Muhammad Al-Hajj. The Secretary General of the Afro-Arab Youth Council is none other than the Honorable Dr. Abbas Agaba, who is here addressing you. The arrangement in the Afro-Arab Youth Council is that the host country for the headquarters produces the Secretary General. The Deputy Secretary General is Ms. Amina Hilmi from Morocco. We have regional coordinators. The regional coordinator for the Arab Mashriq is Mr. Hamid Al-Hamid from Iraq. The regional coordinator for the Gulf and Yemen is Mr. Hassan Al-Marzuki from Bahrain. The regional coordinator for Eastern Africa is Ms. Machoka Kericho Lispa from Kenya. The regional coordinator for North Africa is Mr. Mohsin Bouzaidi from Morocco. The regional coordinator for Western Africa is Mr. Mukhtar Ademora Akoshire from Nigeria. The regional coordinator for Central Africa is Mr. Olivier Muftar from the DRC. The regional coordinator from Southern Africa is Mr. Brown Kudakwashe Gift from Zimbabwe. The coordinator for diaspora is Mr. Yassine Jural for the Africans and Arabs in the diaspora, and is based in France. We have coordinators with regional organizations. Our coordinator with the Pan-African Youth Union is Ms. Mutesi Oliver, a young lady you saw here. Oliver, please raise your hand for recognition. She represents Uganda at the international level. Also, we have Mr. Ahmed Hamadou Ali Mogora from Djibouti, representative also for the institutions. We have the advisory board, which is composed of Ms. Anastasia Ndirovu from Zimbabwe. For those of you who know her, she's a former deputy minister in that country. The Honorable Ahmed Berad in Egypt, is a member of parliament in Egypt. The Honorable Mamadou Toure, who is also Minister of Youth in Ivory Coast. We have the Honorable Muammar Eliani, who is the Minister of Information, Culture and Tourism from Yemen. We have Mr. Aliatha Usman Al-Gassim from Sudan. Please raise. But in a special way, I would like to recognize Mr. Aliatha Usman. He was the first Secretary General of the Afro-Arab Youth Council while it was in Sudan. Thank you for suffering the birth pains of the Afro-Arab Youth Council. We have the chairperson of the Audit and Disciplinary Committee, the Honorable Ebenezer Oyetakin from Nigeria. And the members are Mr. Abubakar Abdallah from Sudan, Mr. Muhammad Saif Rashid Matar Al-Jabir, our representative in the United Arab Emirates, and also Ms. Mariam Narubega, who is a former member of parliament and a member of the Local Government Finance Commission. Our dear chief guest, I would like to conclude our speech there and take the honor to invite our brother from the Pan-African Youth Union to come and give a solidarity statement. Viva Africa, viva! Viva the Arabs, viva! Viva Afro-Arab, viva! Viva the young people, viva! Thank you very much. Mr. Diarra.
Thank you so much, Abbas. Madam Minister, all protocol observed, ladies and gentlemen, Momoni Diala, President of Pan-Africa Youth Union, and it's an obligation for us to be here. Because Afro-Arab Youth Council is the organization which is promoting young people across the world and is working for the peace in the world. For that is an obligation for us to be here, to say that we are on the same page and we have to work together to have a peace, solidarity, and prosperity for a world, for Africa. And you know, it's very comfortable for me to do my speech in French, but my introduction is for all our colleagues who not speak French. For that, allow me to come back where I'm comfortable. Let me to be comfortable for you. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Mesdames et messieurs, les ministres ici présents, ma voix va vous réveiller, ne vous en faites pas, hein, parce que j'ai une voix qui porte, donc vous êtes obligés de m'écouter. Messieurs et mesdames, les excellences, le corps diplomatique ici présent, messieurs et mesdames, les représentations des organisations internationales et interafricaines, mesdames et messieurs, les leaders des organisations et mouvements de jeunes et de jeunesse à travers donc le monde et l'Afrique. Je voudrais donc aujourd'hui, en tant que président de l'Union panafricaine de la jeunesse, m'acquitter d'un devoir, celui de marquer notre solidarité avec le Conseil donc des Afro-Arabes, qui depuis un certain temps abat un excellent travail du point de vue de la promotion de la jeunesse, mais aussi et surtout au niveau donc de la promotion de la paix, de la stabilité et de la prospérité. Mesdames, Messieurs, chers jeunes ici présents, il faut le savoir bien, il n'y a pas d'épanouissement, il n'y a pas de développement sans paix. C'est pourquoi nous devrons tous être unis pour la paix dans le monde. Appeler nos dirigeants, nos chefs d'État, nos présidents d'institutions à travailler pour la paix. Car le monde a autant souffert et nous avons besoin de la paix. Si nous avons la paix, nous aurons la prospérité, nous aurons donc le bien-être social. C'est pourquoi l'Union panafricaine de la jeunesse, dans un élan de solidarité, va travailler avec le Conseil des Afro-Arabes pour l'implémentation des actions vigoureuses du point de vue donc de paix. Je pense que nous avons besoin de la paix. Nous avons besoin de la paix au Sahel. Nous avons besoin de la paix au Soudan. Nous avons besoin de la paix en Palestine. Nous avons besoin de la paix à travers le monde. Et cette paix ne doit pas être un refrain. Cette paix ne doit pas être des discours, mais cette paix doit habiter dans le comportement de tout un chacun. C'est pourquoi, en tant que jeune ici, j'appelle tout un chacun à avoir un comportement de paix, à être un acteur de paix, car le monde a besoin de la paix. Et ensemble, construisons la paix, car le monde a besoin de la paix. Si nous avons la paix, nous pourrons construire le développement, nous aurons donc la prospérité. Chers présidents d'institutions ici, chers chefs d'État qui nous écoutent donc à travers cette salle, travaillons tous pour la paix, car le monde, la jeunesse a besoin de la paix. Que Dieu préserve le monde, que Dieu aide et accompagne les acteurs et les artisans de paix. Vive donc Afro-Arabe, vive la jeunesse mondiale pour la paix. Je vous remercie.
Thank you very much, President Pan-Africa Youth Union, Honorable Diarra, for that statement of solidarity. Chief guest, allow me now to invite President Afro-Arab Youth Council, represented by the Deputy Secretary General, Amina Hilmi, to give a statement. Clap better. I know you have not had lunch, but we are about to get there. Thank you.
Karibu Uganda. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألقي كلمة الدكتور عبد الهادي الحويج رئيس مجلس الشباب العربي والإفريقي، وهو لالتزامات حكومية طارئة لم يتمكن من حضور هذه الجلسة الافتتاحية. أصحاب المعالي الوزراء، أصحاب السعادة السفراء، السيدات والسادة الحضور الكرام، أصدقائي وإخواني الوفود العربية والإفريقية المشاركة في هذا المؤتمر، والتي تتجاوز حضور 47 دولة إفريقية وعربية. يشرفني أن أنقل إليكم تحيات الشعب الليبي وقيادته وتمنياتهم الصادقة لأوغندا وشعبها ولفخامة الرئيس يوري موسيفيني بالمزيد من التقدم والازدهار، وأن أتوجه إلى فخامته بأسمى عبارات التقدير والامتنان على رعايته الكريمة لمجلس الشباب العربي والإفريقي، ولإشغال هذا اللقاء الذي يجمع العرب والأفارقة في بلد عرف بحكمته واحتضن قيم السلام والوحدة بقيادة زعيم إفريقي مشهود له بثبات الرؤية وعمق الالتزام بقضايا التنمية والسيادة الوطنية. أصحاب المعالي، أصحاب السعادة، الحضور الكريم، لقد شكلت قيادة فخامة الرئيس موسيفيني الحكيمة نموذجاً يحتذى به في بناء دولة مستقرة ومزدهرة، فبفضل رؤيته المتبصرة عرفت أوغندا مساراً متقدماً في مجالات التنمية والبنية التحتية والتعليم وتمكين الشباب والنساء، مما جعلها نموذجاً قارياً في الاستقرار والسيادة الوطنية. أصحاب المعالي، أصحاب السعادة، الحضور الكريم، يأتي لقاؤنا هذا تحت شعار من أجل تعزيز أصوات الشباب من أجل السلام والوحدة والازدهار، وهو شعار يحمل دلالات عميقة تتجاوز الكلمات إلى الفعل المشترك، فالسلام لا يمكن أن يتحقق إلا باحترام سيادة الدول واستقلال قرارها وضمان العدل والمصالحة بين الشعوب العربية والإفريقية. السلام لا يمكن أن يتحقق وفلسطين محاصرة، السلام لا يمكن أن يتحقق واليمن جريح ولم يعد سعيداً، السلام السودان، السلام في ليبيا، السلام في الكونغو الديمقراطية، السلام في كل بقاع إفريقيا والعالم العربي، لأنهم السلام في الفضاء العربي الإفريقي هو السلام في العالم، فهو القضية المركزية في لتحقيق الاستقرار والتنمية الشاملة في كل دول العالم. فبالوحدة نعبر عن التقاء الإرادات العربية والإفريقية في مواجهة التحديات بروح التضامن والتكامل. أما الازدهار فهو الثمرة التي نجنيها حين نجعل من الشباب قوة إنتاج وتغيير وإبداع. إن مجلس الشباب العربي والإفريقي يؤمن بأن الشباب هم حماة السلام وحراس السيادة والوحدة الترابية لكل أوطاننا العربية والإفريقية، وأن تمكينهم وتوعيتهم بحقوقهم وواجباتهم هو السبيل الأمثل لصون أوطانهم وتعزيز استقرارها. ونحن اليوم إذ نلتقي في هذا الفضاء الإفريقي العريق نجدد التزامنا بدعم كل المبادرات التي تعلي من قيم الوحدة والاحترام المتبادل وتفتح آفاق التعاون بين الدول العربية والإفريقية في مجالات الاقتصادية والثقافية والاجتماعية، وهذا ما يسعى له مجلس الشباب العربي والإفريقي، فهو جسر التواصل بين الشباب العربي والإفريقي وبالتالي بين كل شعوب الفضاء العربي. إن صوت الشباب هو الضمانة الأقوى لاستمرار السلام، وهو القوة الحية التي تدافع عن وحدة الأوطان. ومن هنا فإننا نقدر عالياً دعم فخامة الرئيس يوري موسيفيني المتواصل لمجلس الشباب العربي والإفريقي، وإيمانه العميق بقدرة الشباب على قيادة التحول الإيجابي وبناء المستقبل المشترك. وفي الختام نعبر عن شكرنا العميق لفخامته على حفاوة الاستقبال وكرم الضيافة، وعلى ما بذلوه من جهود لترسيخ الأمن والتنمية، بما يجعل من أوغندا منارة للسلام والنهوض الإفريقي. كما لا يفوتني أن أتوجه بالشكر الجزيل للحكومة الأوغندية بكل مكوناتها، ولمعالي الدكتور روغاندا على صبره وتعاونه مع الشباب واستعداده لسماع صوته ونقله بكل أمانة إلى فخامة الرئيس موسيفيني. فأنتم من الشباب وإلى الشباب. شكرا. كما نؤكد باسم الشباب العربي والإفريقي التزامنا بالعمل الجاد تحت راية شعار مؤتمرنا تعزيز أصوات الشباب من أجل السلام والوحدة والازدهار، بما يخدم قارتنا وشعوبنا ويصون استقلال دولنا ووحدة ترابها الوطني. ومجلس الشباب العربي والإفريقي عندما يقوم ببناء مقره الدائم في أوغندا فهذا دليل على أن أوغندا هي بالفعل جوهرة إفريقيا، وهي منبع النيل، فمنها ينطلق ماء شروب يصلح يعطي الحياة، فهو الماء هو الحياة وهو مصدر قوة إفريقيا ودولها، وكذلك الماء هو مصدر الحياة في الدول العربية بالفرات ودجلة، وكذلك النيل. نحن نتقاسم النيل في إفريقيا والدول العربية، ونتمنى لأعمال مؤتمرنا هذا التوفيق والسداد. وعاشت أوغندا، عاشت إفريقيا، عاشت الدول العربية. وندعو جميعا نحمل نداء واحدا، وهو من أجل دولة فلسطين دولة مستقلة وعاصمتها القدس. شكرا لك.
Thank you very much for that very powerful statement. Our chief guest, that was the president of the Afro-Arab Youth Council. We are now progressing, and one of the things I picked from what she said, what we are doing is a journey, an accelerated journey, and nobody can stand on the fence, and nobody is useless in this journey. And she reminded me of the words of former president of Zimbabwe, Comrade Gabriel Robert Mugabe, who said, "Nobody is useless even a bad person is an example of bad people. And so everybody must be. I wish you could clap. Zimbabwe, can you clap for that statement? Our chief guest, before I invite Honorable Diana, the Minister of State, Office of the Vice President, to take over from us and manage the rest of the program, allow me to recognize two new leaders in the space of youth leadership in Uganda. Mr. Ongom Daniel Azik, the new National Youth Council chairperson. Can you stand up and wave to the people? Allow me, in the same vein, to recognize Mr. Tanga Korinis, Youth League chairperson. Thank you, and thank you so much for coming. Can I now, as I hand over, invite Honorable Minister of State for Youth and Children Affairs, Honorable Baram Barogahara Atenyi, and thereafter, Honorable Diana will take over from us.
The chief guest today. Viva Uganda! Viva Africa! Viva Arab! I'm so happy to see you all today. I want to thank my MCs who have done a very good job today. I want to thank everyone for coming, the delegates. I think you love Uganda because we are very hospitable and very beautiful country. Before I can speak, I want to invite my colleague, the Minister for the Youth. All of you know him, Mr. Balam. Let him come and say a word. Thank you so much.
I wish to ride on the previous protocols. Your Excellency, Vice President Emeritus, Mzee Sekandi, I'm glad to see you joining us. Your Right Honorable Prime Minister, also the President's Special Envoy, Ndugura Akana Rugunda, thank you for joining us today. The Right Honorable Prime Minister, who's acting, representing the President, Honorable Lukia Isanga Nakadama, we are glad to welcome you today. The Vice Chairpersons of NRM, I've seen the Honorable Janada Simwe from Western, Honorable Tanga Collins from Youth League, the one representing the youth on SEC, Honorable Salimu Uhuru, Honorable Rakajara, colleagues, members of Parliament, then colleagues, ministers, Honorable Betty Among Akena, Honorable Hanifa Kawoya, Honorable Diana Mutasingwa, and in a special way, our best friend and sister from Rwanda, Honorable Umutoni Sondran, who's representing the government of Rwanda in this session. I'll ask you, Honorable, probably you stand up and they recognize you. Team Rwanda Oye. So I want to welcome all the delegates from across Middle East, from the Arab world, from Africa, and all Africans who have joined us today, and all the delegations. In a special way, I'll recognize our visitors from the state of Libya, then Sudan, Yemen. I heard when you mentioned Palestine, you were happy. We should be happy as Africans and Ugandans. We should pray for states like Sudan, Libya, and Yemen to have peace. These states should have peace. These are nations that are strategically located, on the Mediterranean, some along our neighbors we share the Nile. So we should all pray for these nations to consolidate and stop fighting so that they can work together and we take our nation and our continent to the best. It is with great honor and humility, I welcome all of you to the Pearl of Africa. On behalf of His Excellency the President, who's also the patron of Afro-Arab, I want to thank the President for honestly supporting and funding this event. He's solely supported and funded the budget of this event that we are enjoying today. So a clap for the President will mean a lot. On behalf of the organizing committee, I want to assure you that whatever was planned will be done. I need to thank the Office of the President, Haji Kakande Yunus, the PSST, Ramadan Gobi Haj, my sister Jane Bariechi, the State House Controller, and everyone who has supported in the mobilization of resources to ensure this event is colorful and a success. Uganda takes immense pride in being the birth of the Afro-Arab Youth Council, an institution that continues to bridge the nation and cultures and aspiration of young people, fostering cooperation for prosperity, peace, and sustainable development, just like mentioned by Honorable Abbas Agaba. Globally, young people are aged between 10 to 24, number of 1.8 billion, largest generation in human history. In Africa, over 70% of the population is below 30, making it the youngest continent and the future engine of global growth. Here in Uganda, it is reality and even more pronounced. Over 72.3% of Ugandans are below the age of 35, and above 23 are between 18 and 30. If well guided and equipped and supported, our young people have a potential to transform Uganda, Africa, and the world. However, if neglected, the same youthful energy can lead to unemployment, frustration, political instability, and wars, unending wars on our continent and in the Middle East. If this is for the reason that is under the visionary leadership of the President, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, Uganda government has placed youth empowerment at the center of national transformation. It is for this reason that under the visionary leadership of the President, government is deliberately also putting in place programs aimed at harnessing the potential of young people, including ICT innovation, preparing youth for digital economy, nurturing setups, enhancing innovation capacity, and then also putting in place the National Youth Council, which is fully funded by the government of Uganda. Also, government is strengthening youth participation in governance, policy making at all levels. These interventions reaffirm Uganda's belief that youth are not a problem to be solved, they are a solution to the nation and then also to global challenges. Uganda continues to lead in advancing youth cooperation and inclusion at regional and global levels within the East African community. Uganda is working to harmonize youth policies, promote cross-border innovation, enhance mobility. At the African Union, Uganda aligns with Agenda 2063 and Africa Youth Charter, ensuring meaningful youth participation in governance, climate action, and peace building. Globally, our nation, Uganda, champions youth inclusion in achieving United Nations Vision Agenda 2030 for sustainable development, especially SDG 4, quality education, SDG 8, decent work and economic growth. Uganda remains honored to host the Afro-Arab Council, a symbol of South-to-South cooperation, solidarity among youth. Today, the Council was gifted 50 acres of land in Akauka along Entebbe Road. We celebrate this landmark step towards establishing a center of excellence for Afro-Arab youth cooperation. And in a special way, all of you, once again, I will ask you to clap for His Excellency the President, who has donated this land. We commend the Council for launching the fundraising campaign to build Afro-Arab headquarters, a hub of innovation, leadership development, intercultural collaboration. I call upon all partners, governments present, development agencies, Your Excellencies, ambassadors representing your different states, private sector players to invest in this vision and make it a reality. However, the President of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, insists and he promised there is nothing that will fail this project. We live in a rapidly changing world defined by climate change, digital transformation, and global inequalities. Yet we also live in a time of great opportunity. Let us therefore invest in our young people, not only through skills, jobs, but through values, peace, resilience, innovation, and integrity. May this Congress inspire the generation of Afro-Arab youth who champion peace building, social entrepreneurship, green innovation, inclusive growth across the world. To all the distinguished delegates from Africa and Arab world and beyond, including people from member states like Germany, feel at home well in Uganda, the land of unmatched hospitality. We assure you maximum security, a peaceful environment, a chance to experience Uganda's natural beauty, from Lake Victoria, the source of the Nile, to the wildlife, diverse culture, and warm people. His Excellency the President will join us on Friday for the closing ceremony. He treasures the young people so much. As we engage in the sessions ahead, may this Congress renew our shared commitment to youth-led development, regional unity, global peace, and may the good Lord bless all Afro-Arab Youth Council members, bless our nations, bless the youth of Uganda, and I would like to thank you very, very much for listening, for God and my country. So as I conclude, let me take this opportunity to invite my sister from Rwanda, who will make her opening remarks. Thank you, Sadrine, for joining us, Omutoni.
Good morning or good afternoon. Right Honorable Prime Minister, excuse me, Right Honorable Deputy Prime Minister, Right Honorable the former Prime Minister, Excellency, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Honorable Ministers, the Honorable President of the Afro-Arab Youth Council, President of the Pan-African Youth Union, distinguished delegates from across our African continent and the Middle East, dear youth leaders, allow me to stand on all existing protocols. Once again, good afternoon, bon après-midi à tous. I would like to begin expressing a sincere gratitude to the government of Uganda for the invitation to attend this Congress and the warm hospitality extended to Rwanda since we arrived. Thank you, Minister. It is indeed an honor and a privilege to join this esteemed Afro-Arab Youth Congress 2025 on a theme that lies at the very core of Rwanda's transformation journey. Our nation's recent history bears the weight of unimaginable pain, but also the strength of extraordinary resilience. Indeed, in 1994, the genocide against the Tutsi tore through the social fabric of our communities, claiming over 1 million lives in just 100 days. In the face of this horror, young people joined forces with the elders and rose to the challenge, using everything in their power to save our country, to reunite her people, and most importantly, to restore hope under the leadership of our visionary president, His Excellency, President Paul Kagame. Thank you. This gave a lifelong lesson to our youth that the decision they make will shape future generations. They are encouraged to dream boldly and act decisively in building peaceful and secure communities. So today, 31 years later, we stand witness to a different Rwanda, a nation that is peaceful, a nation that is secure, that is united, and staying the course in our vision for a dignified society. And at the center of this remarkable transformation is one powerful driver, the youth. Indeed, Rwandan youth are not passive observers of history. They are the architects of our present and our future. So across the country, Young people have taken the lead in reconciliation efforts. They have been preserving the memory and rebuilding the foundations of trust. The acts of courage and forgiveness continue to remind us that peace begins when the next generation refuses to inherit the hatred of the past. In schools, universities, and communities all around our nation, we see youth-led dialogues that embrace the spirit of Ndumunyarwanda. In other words, I am Rwandan. The belief that we are all Rwandans first, beyond ethnicity or background. This powerful mindset has turned a painful legacy into a foundation of national unity. Our Constitution has enabled inclusive platforms such as the National Youth Council, the Civic Academy, Itorero ry'Igihugu, and the Youth Connect series, spaces where young people contribute meaningfully to national development, good governance, and social cohesion. So, distinguished audience, peace and unity must lead to something even greater, prosperity. Across our continent and the Arab world, youth are driving innovations in entrepreneurship, in health, in technology, in agriculture, and last but not least, the sport and creative industries. From tech startups in urban innovation hubs to cooperatives in rural communities, we are seeing young people creating jobs, delivering solutions, and transforming lives. And in the context of the continent, we also see initiatives like Youth Connect Africa, which my fellow minister joined just a few months ago, which is now present in over 37 countries across Africa. It is indeed opening doors for youth to connect to funding opportunities, to mentorship, and global networks. Rwanda's continued investment in education, skills development, and digital literacy affirms a fundamental truth: the future belongs to the youth, but only if we empower them now rather than later. So, esteemed leaders, to truly amplify youth voices, we must engage in meaningful dialogue. We must ensure genuine inclusion in decision-making spaces. And as we all know that the threats and dangers of the modern world are ever present and sometimes can be amplified by artificial intelligence, we must also instill critical thinking among our young people. We must instill integrity, hard work and discipline, equity, empathy, cultural confidence, and patriotism among our youth. We must include young people in all socioeconomic sectors because indeed the future belongs to them. So in conclusion, when youth are empowered and their talents are nurtured, peace, unity, and prosperity become unbreakable. Together, let us continue to elevate youth voices as a global imperative. I thank you very much for your attention and again for the invitation.
Thank you so much, the Minister for the Youth in Rwanda. I also want to recognize the Minister of the Youth of Qatar, Center representative today. I don't know if they are able to be able to say a word or two, if they are here. If they're not here, I would like to recognize we have over 800 youths from Uganda who are here today. And they're able to, today is a day for dialogue, for able to network. So it's an opportunity for you to also learn different languages. So I call upon the youths of Uganda to be able to mingle with the different youths from different countries. I want to call upon the Honorable Minister, Betty Amongin, who is the Minister of Gender, Labor, and Social Development, as she comes in to address the congregation and the delegates. The floor is yours.
Your Excellency, the former Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, Right Honorable former Prime Minister and the envoy to His Excellency the President, our chief guest, the third Deputy Prime Minister of Uganda, colleagues, honorable ministers, heads of delegations and your delegates, all officials of the Afro-Arab Council. I want to start by welcoming you to Uganda on behalf of the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, where the youth falls. Welcome and welcome to Uganda, and I hope you are enjoying yourself. I want to also indicate that the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development is in charge of all the special interests of vulnerable groups, the women, the youth, persons with disability, children, older persons. We are also in charge of culture, family, entertainment industry, creatives, and culture. And we are glad that our Minister of State, Honorable Balam, is a very active minister for youth and children affairs in Uganda. I want to state that for us in the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, His Excellency the President of Uganda guided us to focus on youth because statistically now in Uganda, youth constitute over 73% of the population of Uganda. So you can see that our population actually globally is made of youth, constituting a very high percentage. So youth are very key in the Ministry of Gender and government of Uganda. That's why His Excellency the President, when the Secretary General came with a request from the Afro-Arab Council to host the headquarters in Uganda, His Excellency did not hesitate. He approved it and instructed the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and our ministry to work to ensure that this Afro-Arab Council remains in Uganda. So I congratulate the Secretary General, who is also from Uganda, for being steadfast and always speaking for you in all the corridors of government in Uganda. But also the guidance from His Excellency the President and Cabinet of Uganda to us who are in charge of the young people are that, number one, if you are to deal with the issues of youth, you must first deal with the issue of poverty, which is the root cause of instability. So for us in the ministry, majority of our program is how to empower the youth economically. We have several projects, the Youth Livelihood Program, the Youth Venture Capital Fund, that gives access to financing, affordable financing and capital for the youth. We have youth skilling programs. We have other youth programs at the rural level with a signature program called the Parish Development Model, where youth gets 30% as a quarter from that financing. So our directives from the President is that if you are to deal with the issues related to youth and vulnerable groups, first empower them. Empower them economically and empower them to be included in the decision-making table. That's why majority of the youth from Uganda seated here are empowered to contest in election, to sit at the decision-making, right from the grassroots at village level, at parish level, district level, and at national level. and we have members of parliament represented in our parliament by 5 young people in Uganda. That is the essence, that if you want the youth to be engaged, they must be in the governance and on the table to bring the perspective of youth. So in Uganda, youth are not future generation. Youth are part of the current generation that are shaping the agenda and the decision-making of government. The other guidance that His Excellency the President always tells us as those in charge of the youth is that you must preach coexistence and tolerance. And I hope all the youth goes with the message. Coexistence and tolerance. That first look at ourselves as human beings. We are first human beings. We must coexist and preach the gospel of coexistence. How do you coexist with your neighbor? How do you coexist with other people who are in different ethnic community, different religious community? How do we, without coexisting and tolerating one another, you are not going to preach peace and unity. So the Pan-Africanism, coexistence, patriotism is one of the key elements that we focus on as a key tenet of driving youth. The third issue is the issue of continental, regional, and global cooperation. How do we cooperate with other states, with other countries, with other global institutions? And I think that's why we are here. The Afro-Arab here today is an example of His Excellency's principle that you as a country cannot stand alone. You must stand with other countries. That's why we value East Africa. We value Pan-Africanism, and we value our relationship with the global architecture, and in this context, the Afro-Arab Council. The third and last is the issue of non-alignment. That if you want to push, you must look at your interests. What is our interest as a country? Our interest as East Africa? Our interest as Africa? How do we align to what is important to everybody? So that is our policy of non-alignment. And at the global architecture, you know when I talk about non-alignment. So I want to congratulate all of you today, and I hope you go with this guidance that we have as a ministry on how to drive the young people and the philosophy that drives us. And I hope with your theme, amplifying youth voices for peace, unity, and prosperity, the theme calls upon all of you to take action in bridging the divides in the diverse communities that you live in. It calls upon you to participate in decision-making process, but to ensure inclusive solution and leverage youth energy and creativity in developing solutions to prevent conflict, to promote peace and social cohesion, tolerance, and development. With that, I welcome you to Uganda, and now take the honor and the opportunity to invite Right Honorable Ruakana Rugunda, who will speak as a presidential envoy, and invite the chief guest to make a round of applause to our former.
And another round of applause to the Honorable Minister of Gender, who has made a very good statement. The chief guest and also the third Deputy Prime Minister of Uganda, Honorable Ministers, my senior colleague, His Excellency the former Vice President of Uganda, Your Excellency the Ambassadors, the leadership of the Afro-Arab Youth Council, many leaders in their respective capacities, ladies and gentlemen. a few additional remarks to make to join those who have already welcomed many of you who have come to Uganda, and for the Ugandans who have come to attend this Congress. It was extremely gratifying to me during the introductory phase to hear young men and women from all corners of the continent of Africa and all corners of the Arab world. It clearly showed that this togetherness, this conference, this Congress is giving an opportunity to the young people in the Arab and African continent to ensure that you know each other, you rate each other, you harmonize your views, and you sharpen your focus on the way forward. This is extremely important because in the olden days, this partnership and collaboration at such a young level in terms of age was not there. Fortunately, our elders, like Gam Abdel Nasser of Egypt, Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, although they were a little older, pioneered this Afro-Arab collaboration and partnership. So much so that President Gamal Abdel Nasser of Egypt made Cairo the external headquarters of many African liberation movements. Uganda, with its organization of Uganda National Congress, had its offices and representatives in Cairo. So what we are doing now is to cement, is to put more bricks to the foundation that was laid by our forefathers, like Kwame Nkrumah, as I have said, and Gamal Abdel Nasser. They deserve a big clap, yes. They did so under very difficult conditions because travel and communication was very difficult. Languages and translation was very difficult. But because they knew the focus of where they were going, the liberation of the African and Arab people, they were able to succeed. Therefore, we, the inheritors of their mission of seeing much closer cooperation between the Arab and African youth, have an example to emulate, and we should redouble our efforts in that direction because the environment is much more conducive than before. That's why I want to salute the Afro-Arab Youth Council, led by the dynamic young ladies and men who have been doing great work to ensure that our youth from both blocs are in close liaison. I also want to salute the Arab League and the African Union who have given support and who are in close liaison with our organization. We, as young people, I was one young person at some stage, are actually representing about 2 billion people, because when you look at the people in the Arab world and African continent, we are in that range, 2 billion plus or so. So we have enormous human resources, but we also have human, and not only human, but natural resources enormously available here. Therefore, when we organize ourselves the way we are doing now, we will prepare ourselves better to put to optimal use the human and material resources available to the Arab and African people for the benefit of the people in the region. You have therefore a huge responsibility to make sure that the voice of the Arab world, the voice of the African continent, which have been subdued for a very long time by colonialism and neocolonialism, comes up and we play our rightful role in the community of nations. And we give service to our people who have been exploited and subjugated for a very long time. I want to take this opportunity to salute the organizing committee and the chairman of the Minister for Youth and Gubalam. I also want to salute the Afro-Arab Youth Council leadership, represented here by the Secretary General and Deputy Secretary General and many others, for the good work done to organize this conference. Let me also salute President Yoweri Museveni, who, since his youthful days, has been a mobilizer and a youth leader and continues to passionately support the cause of the young people, because the youth are the future generations, the people who are in charge tomorrow. I want to once again welcome you to Uganda, and I want to advise our friends, especially from South Sudan, Sudan, and Egypt, to take off some time and visit the source of the Nile, because the source of the Nile that is responsible for livelihood in the countries concerned. Once again, I'm extremely happy that you are all gathered here, and I wish you very successful deliberations. And it's now my great honor and pleasure to invite the chief guest, the third Deputy Prime Minister of Uganda, Right Honorable Nakadama, to address you on behalf of His Excellency the President. Thank you.
I thank you. I want to thank you, my brother, Your Excellency, the former Vice President, Edward Sekandi, the former Prime Minister and Special Envoy to His Excellency the President, my brother, Right Honorable Rakana Rugunda, colleagues, honorable ministers present, the President of the Afro-Arab Youth Council, the Secretary General, Afro-Arab Youth Council, heads of delegations from all countries represented here, all delegates, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm Nakadama Rukia Isanga, the third Deputy Prime Minister and Minister without portfolio, but I'm also a member of Parliament, and I was once a youth. Right now, I'm here to represent His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, who would have loved to be with us, but because of his schedule, he will be with us on Friday. And before I go to his speech, I want to congratulate the Honorable Minister of Gender and his team for organizing such a wonderful conference of the Afro-Arab Youth Council Congress 2025. Bringing all these youth together for a common cause, it is not all that easy, but they have done it, and so far it is a success. Congratulations, Honorable Minister and the team. Back to His Excellency's speech. I warmly welcome you all to Uganda and to this year's Afro-Arab Youth Congress. We are honored to host such a distinguished gathering of young leaders, thinkers, and change makers from across Africa and the Arab world. This Congress offers you a unique opportunity to interact, to understand each other better, and to build networks that strengthen the shared vision of unity, peace, and progress. In a world that is increasingly complex, your presence here today is both a symbol and a commitment to solidarity and shared destiny. As a patron of the Africa Arab Youth Council, I'm aware that their aim is to take advantage of the existing commonalities between the African and Arab to build peace, unity, and accelerate development in both worlds. These historical relations between Africa and the Arab world are deeply rooted and undeniable. They are traced and evidenced in our cultures, religions, and even our languages. For example, in Kiswahili, the first 10 numbers are a mixture of Arabic and Bantu languages. That is, moja, mbili, tatu, nne, tano. Those are from the Bantu dialect. Then, sita, saba, nane, tisa are from the Arabic. This linguistic connection is a simple yet powerful reminder that our histories have long been intertwined. The Afro-Arab Youth Council is therefore built upon the right foundation, one that reminds our people that we have commonalities strong enough to unite us. And this Congress, under its timely and well-conceptualized theme, amplifying youth voices for peace, unity, and prosperity, calls upon the youth to take ownership of the foundation and to build upon it with energy, creativity, and purpose. As you engage in your sessions over the coming days, remember that your network is your net worth. The friendship and partnership you form here have the power to outlive this event, to become bridges of collaboration that can change communities and transform nations. To the young people gathered here, I make a heartfelt appeal: strive to understand the dynamics of the world you live in. The future is shaped not by chance, but by the clarity of your ideology and the strength of your conviction. We encourage the youths gathered here today to promote the ideology of shared interests and commonalities instead of division. So I ask you today, what is your ideology? What do you stand for? Are you part of the solution? Or have you become deeply rooted in the problem? The answers to these questions will define your contribution to history. As we open this Congress, let us reaffirm our shared values, unity, collaboration, and purposeful leadership. Let us remind ourselves that the destiny of the Afro-Arab world will not be written by others, but by us, by our courage to connect, our wisdom to lead, and our will to act. With those remarks, I would like to officially open this Congress and wish you fruitful deliberations. I thank you for God and my country.
I want to thank you so much. I want to take this opportunity to thank the guest speakers for today from the different countries. The Right Honorable Deputy Prime Minister, we thank you for representing the President and officially opening the conference. I also want to thank the ministers, the Minister for Rwanda, the Minister for Gender, and the Minister for Youth, the former Prime Minister, and special special envoy to the President on the Afro Congress. I want to take this opportunity to call the co-MCs for today. I want to thank you for the opportunity, and I also want to call the MCs for the next program. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable.